rise to success. I want you to hear me loud and clear. No matter what you've been through, no matter how many times life has knocked you down, you have the power to rise again. You are stronger than your setbacks, braver than your fears, and more capable than you've ever given yourself credit for. Today, for the next 2 hours, I want you to stay with me. Open your heart, open your mind, and allow me to remind you of the warrior that lives inside you. Let's start with this truth. Resilience is not about never falling. Resilience is about always getting back up. Too many people think strength means you never break. No, strength means you break and then rebuild. It means you bend, but you don't stay broken. It means you face storms and come out wiser, tougher, and more determined than ever before. I know some of you listening are in a storm right now. Maybe you're going through financial struggles. Maybe your relationships feel heavy. Maybe your mental health is being tested. Maybe you're grieving or you're exhausted from carrying the weight of everyone else. And maybe you've been wondering, can I really get through this? Let me remind you, you've already survived so much more than you thought you could. You faced days where you didn't know how you'd make it, and yet here you are. You are proof that resilience is in your DNA. Let me tell you something I learned early in life. Resilience is built in the hard times, not the easy ones. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Muscles are built under strain. Growth happens in the stretch. And the same goes for you. Every challenge you faced has been shaping you into the stronger, wiser, unstoppable version of yourself. But resilience isn't automatic. It's a choice. Every day you wake up, you decide, will I let this break me or will I let this build me? Will I stay down or will I rise again? Resilience is a mindset, and you have the power to choose it. Now, I want to share something personal. There was a time in my life when things didn't go the way I planned. I had dreams, I had a vision, I had a timeline in my head of how everything was supposed to look. And then reality hit. Doors closed, opportunity slipped away. People I trusted walked out. I remember sitting in my car one day crying, asking, why me? Why now? Why is everything falling apart? And in that moment, I had a choice. I could let the pain define me or I could let it refine me. And I chose to rise. I chose to use that moment as fuel, not as a finish line. That's what I want you to do. Don't let your hardships harden you. Let them strengthen you. Don't let your pain make you bitter. Let it make you better. Don't let your failures bury you. Let them teach you, guide you, and launch you into the next level of your life. Now let's talk about success, because resilience and success go hand in hand. Success is not a straight line. It's not smooth. It's messy. It's full of twists, turns, and setbacks. But the people who succeed are not the ones who never face failure. They're the ones who refuse to quit. They're the ones who get knocked down 9 times and rise 10. Think about some of the greatest names you know. People in business, sports, entertainment, even in your own community. Behind every success story is a resilience story. Behind every highlight reel is a behind-the-scenes struggle that most people never see. The difference is they kept going when others stopped. So let me ask you, where have you been tempted to stop? Where have you been tempted to give up on yourself, your dream, your purpose? I need you to reframe it. That obstacle is not the end. It's an invitation. It's life asking you, how bad do you really want this? And here's the thing, your future doesn't care about your past. Your future only cares about what you decide to do right now. So stop replaying your mistakes. Stop reliving your failures. Stop telling yourself the story of I can't. Write a new story, a story that says, I rise, I overcome, I keep moving forward. Let's do this together. Say out loud with me, I am resilient. I am unbreakable. I am stronger than my struggles. I rise again every time. Keep repeating it until your heart believes it. Now, resilience doesn't mean you never feel tired. It doesn't mean you don't cry. It doesn't mean you don't have moments of weakness. Resilience means you don't stay there. It means you honor the moment, feel the feelings, and then decide, I will not be defined by this. And let me give you a tool. When life feels overwhelming, break it down. Don't try to carry the whole mountain at once. Take it one step, one day, one moment at a time. Success isn't about giant leaps. It's about consistent small steps that build momentum. And when you look back, you'll realize those small steps carried you miles forward. Another key to resilience is perspective. Sometimes the only thing that changes a problem is the way you look at it. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, Wayne, what is this teaching me? How is this growing me? What strength is this unlocking in me? Because perspective turns pain into power. For example, maybe you lost a job. It feels devastating. But maybe that door closed to push you towards something better. Maybe your relationship ended and it hurts, but maybe that person wasn't meant to walk with you into your future. Maybe you face failure, but maybe that failure is teaching you a lesson that success never could. Shift your perspective and you'll find power in places you once felt powerless. Let me remind you, every storm runs out of rain. Every night eventually gives way to morning, and no matter how dark your season feels, light is on the way. The question is, will you hold on long enough to see it? Friend, you've come too far to give up now. You've survived too much to quit now. You've got too much purpose to stay down now. The world needs you. The world needs your story, your gifts, your light. Don't rob the world of what only you can bring because you chose to stay stuck. Choose to rise, choose to fight, choose to live boldly again. Now that we've talked about resilience as the foundation, let's go deeper into how resilience actually turns into momentum, how it becomes the engine that drives your success. Because here's the truth. Resilience without action is just survival, but resilience with action becomes transformation. Let's talk about momentum. Momentum is the secret sauce to success. It's not about being perfect. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about starting small, taking consistent steps, and refusing to stop. Think about it like this. When you push a car that's stalled, at first it feels impossible. It's heavy, it doesn't budge. But if you keep pushing little by little, it begins to move. Once it moves, it gets easier. That's momentum. And life is the same way. Hard at first, but once you commit and refuse to quit, things begin to flow. And here's the powerful part. Momentum creates confidence. Every small win reminds you that you're capable. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your belief grows stronger. And belief is the fuel that carries you through the toughest times. So ask yourself, what's one small step you can take today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Maybe it's sending that email you've been putting off. Maybe it's making that phone call. Maybe it's taking 30 minutes to work on your health. Maybe it's starting that journal, writing down your goals. Don't underestimate small beginnings. Small beginnings birth big breakthroughs. Now, let's address something we all face. Fear. Fear is the number one reason people stop moving forward. Fear whispers, what if I fail? What if they laugh? What if I'm not good enough? But let me tell you something. Fear is a liar. Fear exaggerates. Fear shows up every time you're close to growth because fear knows your potential. But here's the secret. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite fear. If you wait until you're not afraid, you'll wait forever. You have to do it afraid, do it nervous, do it shaking, do it unsure. Because the more you face fear, the smaller it becomes. The more you take action, the more power you reclaim. I remember times I was terrified to take a step forward, afraid of rejection, afraid of failure, afraid of looking foolish. But every time I chose courage over comfort, I grew. Every time I did it scared, I realized I was stronger than my fear. And you will too. Let's reframe failure while we're here. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of it. Nobody succeeds without failing. Nobody becomes great without stumbling. The only people who never fail are the people who never try. So if you failed, congratulations. You're on the right path. You're trying, you're learning, you're growing. And the more you fail forward, the closer you get to success. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall hundreds of times, but do we call them a failure? Number. We cheer them on. We celebrate their effort. We know falling is part of walking. The same is true for you. Every fall is a step toward your future. Every mistake is a lesson that builds your wisdom. Now let's talk about the environment you keep, because resilience doesn't grow in isolation. The people you surround yourself with matter. Are you around people who lift you, encourage you, remind you of your greatness? Or are you around people who drain you, discourage you, and dim your light? Listen carefully. Your circle shapes your mindset. If you're always around complainers, you'll start to complain. If you're always around dreamers, you'll start to dream. If you're around fighters, you'll learn to fight. Protect your energy. Be intentional about your environment. Choose people who remind you of where you're going, not just where you've been. And sometimes resilience means letting go. Letting go of people who can't go where you're going. Letting go of habits that no longer serve you. Letting go of mindsets that keep you small. Letting go is not weakness. Letting go is wisdom. Let's shift to vision, because resilience without vision will leave you running in circles. You need to know why you're fighting, what you're fighting for, and where you're headed. Vision is your compass. Vision is what keeps you moving when the road gets tough. Vision is the picture in your mind of the life you're building. So let me ask you, what's your vision? Not what other people want for you, not what society tells you, but what do you want? What does success look like for you? Write it down, speak it out loud, get specific. The clearer your vision, the stronger your drive. Here's the secret. The mind moves toward what it sees. If you keep seeing failure, you'll attract it. If you keep seeing doubt, you'll feed it. But if you see success, if you see resilience, if you see yourself rising, your actions will align with that picture. So guard your vision, feed your vision, speak your vision every single day. And while you're building your vision, remember this: patience is part of resilience. We live in a world that wants everything instantly: fast food, fast money, fast success. But real success takes time. Seeds don't become trees overnight. Muscles don't grow after one workout. Dreams don't happen after one try. Patience is the bridge between vision and reality. I want you to remind yourself, just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Delay is not denial. Sometimes the wait is preparing you. Sometimes the process is shaping you for the promise. And if you quit too soon, you'll never know how close you were. Friend, I need you to hear me. Resilience is not glamorous. It's not always pretty. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it's painful. Sometimes it's lonely. But it's worth it, because every time you rise, every time you refuse to quit, every time you choose to keep going, you're building a life you can be proud of. So stand tall. Take a deep breath. And remind yourself, you are not your mistakes. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are a fighter. You are resilient. And you are on your way to success.